Guru team, welcome back. It's 1896. It's the end of 1896, in fact, and I haven't really done a lot, to be honest. I mean, I let things run a bit. We did some change. We did some maintenance. Let's have a look at the condition of everybody. So yeah, so we got one train, the brick train, that's currently mediocre. This will be due for replacement soon. I added another train down here, so we now got two trains running down here, which is great. They're making me that's 711,000 by itself. My gosh, what about this guy? Well, 78. What's your problem? He must have just started. So I've got two trains running down there, and I'll keep adding trains because we know this is going to make us money, and that's all well and good. And this is now double lined. And what else? What else? Oh, I double lined this whole network round here. We're getting ready for some things, really. I guess is what the story with that is. And I got rid of the small boats and replaced them with larger boats. So we now got 4 large boats, and they're all doing me well. Look at that for profit, 600k. That's good news for me. So that's very good. So that's really probably mostly what I did. Run some things, double line some things, check some things. So I guess probably. Oh yeah, one of the other things is so this commuter. Now then, I changed the commuter layout a little bit. It's starting to make me a little bit of money ish. And you know why it's starting to make me a little bit of money? Do you see any buses here? No stagecoaches. So basically, it was either the train or the stagecoach, and I decided that I would ditch the stagecoach and try and compel people to go by train. I'm not sure how well that's working, and I did put an extra station. An extra bus stop outside the station, and I put an extra bus stop outside the station here. There's a few more people waiting here, so I'm kind of having a look at that, and it's got itself a bit of a reprieve from complete demolition, but it's still not super as far as I'm concerned, which is a bit of a thing. So let's have a quick look at where we are with our lines. So let's get this onto balance. So who's making us the most amount of money? Who is making us the most amount of money is these boats. Is there anyone losing us money? No. Isn't that awesome? So nobody's losing money. So all of our lines are making money, which is fantabulous, which is why we have 5.6 million in the bank. So oil jumped up there, 1.4 million just from 2 trains. That's just fabulous. And then these are a close million next. And then we have all of the other major supply trains that we were talking about. And then we have a whole bunch of buses. Now, it's good to periodically go through the buses. I mean, you know, the people transport routes. And just check that you've got the numbers right. So you can see here that the cargo is up there, 72, 73. There's an awful lot of traffic going between Krasnoyarsk and Daegu. Now, I guess what that tells me is this place looks like it's probably good for a commuter route. So I think that's the next thing we want to do, is we want to extend this commuter line out to Daegu, because that seems to be what this is telling me. And if we extend the commuter line out to Daegu by train, we could remove all of these vehicles and compel everybody to go by train. That's the plan, and that's like 7 carriages worth of people, essentially. So you know, keep an eye on these routes. It's an evolving process. Anybody else with passengers? That's the commuter that we talked about. So this is 40 out of 40, Dubai to Bangkok, 19 out of 19, 20 to 20, 17 out of 25. So go through and periodically. If I mean, I guess let it run for a bit and see how busy they are. If they're periodically completely busy, like 5 out of 12, that's maybe doesn't need quite as many buses as what it's got. 6 out of 12, 7 out of 12, 8. It's probably not. It's probably fine. 12 out of 16, 13 out of 22, and so on. Just check your numbers. I mean, there's nothing critical. Like I said, everything is making money. Every line is making money anyway. Vehicle-wise, if we have a look at the balance for every vehicle, um, what do we have? What do we have? We have one guy, but I mean he's full of people and he's going to drop off. It's only a year, so he's probably got a few more runs to make. Um, and you'll get downs and ups, but by and large, as you can see here, we're talking about most vehicles making money as well. So that's jolly good. So that means everything's probably going according to plan, and we don't have any major holes. We don't have any major dropouts and drop-ins and everything else. So I think we're set up, set up, set up. So what do we want to do, and how are we going to do it? So, Krasnoyarsk, let's talk about this commuter first. So we need to get up here. There's a lot of trees, which is fine. There's an industry we have to squeak past. There's another industry we have to squeak past. And here's the place. So there's the residential areas, which is fine. If you have a look at the data layers, you can have a look at the land use. So the residential areas are over here in the green. Now, we probably want to. There's a line here which. This is a cargo line. Now, we could attach ourselves. If this is our station and we run pretty much in a straight line round the back of the oil in here, and then we peel off and we put a passenger station here, and then we can ultimately connect back in. Now, it's not great to run up and down a cargo line with passenger trains, but it might be a cheap solution for now. So I think what we probably want to do is we probably want to do that, and then we want to see if we can make money. And because we then have that connection, we may be able to make the Quezon City to Krasnoyarsk line make money. I don't know. What we might try is the Quezon to Krasno, we might extend out to Daegu. The problem I have with that is that we make the time too long. So by the time the train goes from Quezon to Krasno, picks up its people, goes to Daegu, picks up its people, comes back, drops off at Krasno, then comes all the way back down here, it might be a very long journey. Or we just have a quicker train shuttling between Krasno and Daegu. So, not sure about that. We'll have to have a think about that. So that's what I want to do. Now, the other thing that I said we really have to do is we have this wheat farm here and we have this food production here, and Dubai needs food. So what we really need to do is we need to connect this to that. And the other thing that I want to do is I want to connect Yekaterinburg Machine Factory to Bangkok so we can start supplying them. So what I thought we could do is I thought we could come down here using the existing line, and then we'll peel off here. Now I appreciate there's going to be a fairly devastatingly expensive cut through here, and then we'll come through this way around the mountain, and we'll loop around this way. Why, you ask, LJ? Why? Well, Dubai's going to grow, right? Dubai's going to get bigger. That's the situation, and it's going to have issues with emissions sooner or later somewhere along the line. And these are fairly intensive cargo lines for now, and I already have a cargo station over here. So I don't want to try and run lines around Dubai too much because I think from an emissions perspective, it's going to make Dubai very unhappy. So I think what we need to do is we need to go the other way around the mountain. And I think that that's probably acceptable. And if we run a line out here and we connect that and we have a line out here, um, it might not be that much of an effort to get out on this peninsula and run a line back here. But that might be more of a kind of a work in progress kind of a thing. Um, but anyway, that will kind of kill two birds with 1.5 stones because we'll connect up this food supply and then we can run trucks into the city. We don't need to run a train line. We can have a depot here and we can have cargo trucks or cargo carriages at this time running into the city. And then that's fine. Dubai's getting food and they're getting bricks. And we can worry about them when they get up to the next stage. Bangkok would then be getting machines and we can worry about them later. So that's what I notionally want to do. The boats are fine. Let's leave the boats alone. What else have we got? I've been trying to figure out what we can do about this timber issue. Because there's no mill. We'd have to be pulling stuff off here and pulling it all the way through here. Now, it's not an impossible idea. There's some interesting landforms to get past, but given that this is a log route, and that this train track is already effectively kind of done. If we peel off and follow the road, we could drop in here, and put in a station, and then carry on here. And we're then dropping timber off at the tools factory, and on the way back we're picking up logs and we're carrying them back and we know we'll make money from that because we make money from that. So that might be a win. And then again, this only needs a road connecting it up and we can drop tools off. So that might also be a bit of an easy win. So connect this up, and then we're running a train line out in this direction, which is fine. That's probably what I think to be the best solution for that particular problem. Down here, it's a little bit harder. We need bricks in Quezon. We need fuel. You know, and let's not even talk about fuel yet. The only place it does fuel on the map is out here. It's just miles away. There's so many issues with that. Just so many issues with that. Daegu wants tools and machines. If this gets up and running, there's the kind of a loop line through there we could use as a bit of a loop into Daegu. And obviously the machines is still on the line. So then it's sort of just like connecting up some additional stuff, which might mean, you know, triple lining things. You have passing lines and various other bits and pieces and stuff that go through there. So we could do all that. So anyway, so that means there's a few things to do, and I'm going to get on and do those. And as always, it'll be in time lapse, and then you can sit back and enjoy. So I'll get on and do that, and when that's all done, we'll have a look at how it's operating, shall we? I'll see you soon. Hello, welcome back. Okay, so we got a lot of things done. We got more done than I thought actually. So let's start at the top. Starting at the top. Oh, right, Yekaterinburg. Yekaterinburg is now supplying machines to Bangkok. So is this the machines train? No, that's the timber train. So yeah, this is one of the more interesting things I've ever built. We're gonna there's gonna be a lot of fun come detailing time in trying to make this lot work. But there you go. So such is life. So you can, if you fiddle around, you can actually place stations quite a distance away from the generating point. There's the road must be directly connected to the generating point. So like you couldn't have it do a right turn and connect to this road and then put the station on this road. It wouldn't work. It must be a road that is directly connected to the generation point, and there is a distance beyond which it won't work. So there is a limit as to how far it recognizes it as a pickup. But this is fine. So this is already working a treat. So this is already loaded up with stuff. One of the more expensive routes I've ever done, given the size of it, which is going around this massive mount. So that's fine because the train's already loaded. Loaded. So we're already making a bucket load of money. And then, like I said, we've put in trucks. We have these little diesel things now, which is kind of hilarious. But there you go, and that's going into a truck stop down here in the industrial area, and that is supplying this slot. Oh no, that's a bus stop. This is the truck stop. The truck stop down the industrial area down here, and they're supplying that, and that's all jolly good. And so now Dubai is getting some food. So it's got some supply, it's got some food, and there you go. Its population is going to start rocketing up, and everything's going to be tickety baboo baboo baboo. Bangkok, that's fine. This is the industrial area. This is the outskirt. Once again, had that. What are they doing with this road? We had to slap a big cut through there, which is it is what it is. I didn't want to do a tunnel. I feel like the tunnels are more maintenance cost. Anyway, we have had to do a pickup here and a drop off over there to get the things to where we need them in Bangkok, and that's all well and good. So that tied in nicely to this line here, and we mooched over there, and we managed to get that all put together, which is okay. Oh, the brightness just turned. Must have become daylight. Is it summer? Is it what? What did it do that for? I get a contrast change. Anyway, I hope it's not just my TV. Logs. So this is pretty good because this is a nice straight line. We'll get a nice fast train through here. So the logs come in here and they connect up and they whiz off down here. And we've got this little loop. So the logs come in out to the timber and then back across here to the tools. So we had to rejigger this line um, in terms of its importance to try and make this junction work. We had to change the line in terms of the purpose for why it was there, which is also fine. And we're now over here, and this is the tools are being supplied with stuff, and they are now actually shipping things back up the track to Daegu. And Daegu also has a little drop off point where tools are being dropped off, and they're being dropped off into the city of Daegu, and nothing has happened yet. Where's my little train? Is he still on his way? Probably. It's a long journey. It's not you, is it? It is one. He's only just started. It'll take him a while, but that'll get up and running, and then that'll start making us money, and that'll be tickety boo. So that's essentially it so far. Um, let's not bite off way more than we can chew. That's a substantial amount to get balanced. So I still need to balance that, and I'll put that on pause because I still need to go through, and I still need to check my lines. You can see we're expenses are going to start racking up. So you do need to be aware of that. So, I have said before that you can get to a situation where you start to get a little bit carried away, and before you know it, you're blowing money because you're not keeping track of things. That was a lot. It's going to take a little bit to get that lot balanced out. As you can see, it's not balanced out. We've got a whole load of stuff, and by balanced out, I mean that's going to mean more trains. So we're going to have to buy more trains. We're going to have to shoehorn more trains in, and then eventually, what we'll see is that we're going to start getting trains bumping into each other. So we're going to have to create new junctions and passing lanes, and we need to make sure we've got everybody going through the right. What do you call it? Platforms and everything else. And of course, we put in this commuter. Where is he? That this is him here. So this is the Krasnoyarsk Dago commuter. It's not looking great, is it? It's not looking great. I mean, he's not been running a long time. He's only got 7 people coming that way. So I decided that I would just have the quays on Krasno and then Krasno Daegu rather than trying to run one through. Maybe in the future we can get a high speed train because a lot of this track is fairly straight. The issue you'll have here is cargo units. But, like I said, you can always look to peel off a high speed line, perhaps, with a little bit of rejiggery focus. But the surprising thing was when I was doing that, I had a look at this guy. He's making me money now. He's making me money. Yay! He's not making me a lot of money. He's like 100,000 maximum, but he is making money. So that's a bit of a surprise. So that took a while. That took a fair while. That's 14 years, and that was I feel like that was a decade. That was 10 years, and I think possibly he started to make money when I got rid of the coaches. So I think the same might be true here. We have, as you can see, Krasnoyarsk to Daegu bus line, and the Krasnoyarsk to Daegu bus line has been doing pretty well. But you can see it's tanking out. So what this means is that I need to get rid of the Krasnoyarsk to Daegu bus line, and people will be taking the Krasnoyarsk to Daegu train line instead, which is great. It's fine. What's left to do? Well, there's a few things left to do. I can tell you, sir. I can tell you. We need to get more food up the line to Dubai. That's fine. We've got a food factory here. We could get food to Dubai, and that would help. I don't know if it'll work the other way because we don't have a train connection yet. So that probably not work the other way. So we can definitely increase the food generation here if we can get more food up to Dubai. They might we might see how much they produce locally to do that because if we can create more demand for food, down there, we'll get more money for our wheat, etc. Um, the tools we got going to Daegu. Um, there's not much to get the existing tools over to Kuala Lumpur. But at the same time, I did say we have an awful lot of timber being produced here, and I almost kind of think we could peel off this way, and I still think that that's probably a good idea. But we could do both. It's not don't necessarily rule one out and say, oh, we're never going to do that. We might do that, so that's all good. And I don't know, would we get tools to Yekaterinburg? I'm not really sure. We did have a refinery open up here, but our nearest oil is still over here, so we'd have to do an entire cross line to go all the way across to that refinery to start making fuel. And Jakarta wants food as well. Um, so so yeah, there's still issues to resolve, but like I have said, issues to resolve is fine. Um, this is going to have to run for a while, so I'm going to have to run this for a while. So it might be like a decade. It might be 1910, because these things require balancing, and as I've told you before, and as you know, I mean you're all smart people. When it gets to the stage where you're starting to balance out production lines, um, it takes a while. It takes a while to sort it out. We've messed around with people's needs here, in terms of bus routes and things, so that's fine. We're going to have to balance all those out. We're going to balance out everything else. So I think we're still good, but I think given there's going to be a big time lag, I'm going to have to call it there on this one, and we'll move forward. And what I'll do is I will call you back when we have passed a few more years. It's 1900, and we're starting to get there. So, like I said, we've got our first little diesel trucks coming in. Do I have a train station? I don't think, not a train station, a train depot. I don't think I do. If we have a look at what's currently happening in the train situation, we've been using this Class 1, or Class T Type 1, because it's 508,000. It's going to drop out in 6 years. So then we're going to have to move on to something that's more expensive as well. So that's fine. That's the next one up, is the Class GV. We haven't gotten into diesel trains yet, but we do have some faster trains. But again, we'll have to carefully balance out the fact that the faster trains that do 60 are 1.59 million, whereas this thing, which is only 5k slower, is 689, so it's nearly $1 million cheaper. So we need to be careful about that. We've got some larger wagons, so we need to start replacing wagons with larger wagons. So that's a bit of a cost going on, given that it's 1900. Boats wise, we do have some bigger boats that have come in. So we have this thing, the Klondike. It goes 5k's faster than the Dinara, and it has 10 more cargo. But again, 786,131 a year, and this is 1.1, 189 a year. That said, this is a very lucrative line, so we could always go with the old paddle boat, the Klondike paddle boat, and see how we go with that. So that's a possibility. So yeah, so there's still a few things to think about and a few things to get done, and some time needs to elapse to allow me to do so. So there you go. I hope you have enjoyed this one. If you have, do click the like, do subscribe to the channel, of course. If you are interested, please do check out the memberships and the membership tiers, which are now open, and the membership benefits, which are available to you. And feel free to drop a comment, ask any questions, raise anything at all. And I will see you all again real soon. Ta-ta for now.